Over the years, I have been sent quite a few products for me to do a review on. I don't generally do a lot of reviews, mainly because I'm not sponsored. These companies don't pay me to do a review on their products, so sometimes the reviews aren't comprehensive. If a company wanted to pay me, I'm going to do a more comprehensive, longer video than I would otherwise. And so I apologize to these guys because they sent me this a couple of months ago at least, and I have just kind of flaked on actually doing the review. But I have a little downtime now, so I'm going to go ahead and open this box. So what we have here is Metal Rescue Rust Remover. These guys had contacted me, as I said, back in the winter time, and they claim that this product will, this is a sticker, interesting, that this product will remove rust. So as it turns out, I did some cleaning of my tools lately, and with an acid type of mixture, so some of my tools came out rusted, which hopefully this will solve. It looks like they sent 2 dry coat and rust remover bath. So good for me. I didn't even know that. I didn't open the box yet. I just happen to have a bathtub for my tools, and as you can see, there's quite a few. Mostly my trowels. Look at that. Look how bad that rusted from trying to clean it. My bad. But, you know, I don't want to throw these away. No point. That's an old trowel. That's probably when I first started. Holy moly. Yeah. So I don't want to throw these away. This is relatively new, but it just rusted so much. And it breaks my heart, really, because, you know, these aren't inexpensive after you buy some time and time and again. That's an older one too. A little bit of rust on the blade, not too bad. So this is going to be, I already assumed that it's going to be some type of bath, and I was right. So this is going to be the bathtub, as it were, to soak this stuff. And I'm going to take the unusual step of actually reading the directions on this, because obviously this is a bath rust remover bath that I'm probably going to dilute this in some water, I'm sure. And then this is a dry coat, is a rust preventer. So without even reading the directions, I already know that after these all, however long it tells me that I have to let them set, that afterward I'll dry them out, and then I'll put this on, which theoretically will stop my tools from rusting in the future. And that's what it looks like. So it's a spray bottle. It's about 16 fluid ounces, and it's eco-friendly. Interesting. And here is the bath. And so if you see on the picture, it was rusted before, and you dip it in there, and now it's not. How well this works, I have no idea, but we shall see. So it ended up I had a container that had a leak in it, plus it wasn't big enough, and then I read the directions. So this is interesting. It's a gallon of water mixed with the whole thing. That's the dilution measurement. This has a shelf life after it's mixed and all that stuff of up to a year, which is crazy. So once I mix this in here, it'll be good for a year. I can reuse it over and over and over, but it also says that it darkens. I don't know, it doesn't say if the water darkens or if the thing that you're putting in there darkens. So it's kind of interesting. And it says that it should soak, it depends on how bad the rust is, anywhere from 2 hours to 48 hours. 12 hours for heavy duty, and then after that, if it's worse, then 48 hours soak. And then you can rinse it, if desired, rinse with water and dry thoroughly. And then I guess that's when you would put the dry coat on to prevent further rust. The step 1 part is add concentrate to a clean plastic container, which yes, I have. And then I'm going to pour a gallon of water, and I'm going to mix it thoroughly. And then I'm going to label the Metal Rescue product with mixing date. Oh, okay, so for that year. I get it, okay. Upon mixing, the shelf life will, yeah, 1 year. So that's it, I guess. It's just a matter of opening this, adding that, mixing it up, which ironically I have a metal spoon. It's got a little rust on it, so maybe that'll take care of that too. It's fascinating. If it actually works, I don't know if it's going to work or not. You're seeing it as I see it, although I'll know before you do whether it works or not. And I'm not going to do anything to enhance this video or make it better or anything like that. If it actually does work or it doesn't work, I'm going to let you know, because I don't want to push a product on my channel if it reasonably doesn't work. I mean, if it works at all, it'd be great, because I would like to save a couple of those trowels. But yeah. Oh no, I don't think it's going to be high enough for my trowels. It might be. You really need a specific type of container to make this viable for the stuff that I do. If you had some screwdrivers or some pliers or other types of metal objects, I don't even know how you mix it really well. It looks like water to water. But if you had some smaller tools or something like that, yeah, you could put it in here with a gallon of water and soak those for 2 to 48 hours and get all the rust off. But in my line of work, my tools are awful big. I don't know how I'm going to work this. I guess I could squeeze the edge of the bucket to push some of the chemical up higher. A couple leaves in there. That's what I'm going to end up having to do, I'm sure. I guess that's enough. I don't know. It's hard to tell, because, you know, it's a clear liquid to a clear liquid. I don't know if you've mixed it correctly, but it'll be interesting if I just stick it in there just half and half, just like that picture shows, right? Just half and half. It'll be interesting if half of it comes out rust free. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bother putting, I don't have anything smaller. Got a trowel to put in here. Well, I have a small notch trowel. Put that back there. Maybe that'll get a little bit more action going on. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, this is your learning curve. Just know that you're going to need some type of flat container if you're going to put, you know, some type of 12, 14-inch blade in there. Speaking of blade, I don't know why I stuck this in my rust container. It's got no rust on it. Well, it's got a little rust there. I'll throw that in there. Why not? Handle first. Alright, so the test has begun. I'm going to give it about 2 hours. It doesn't say anything about a wire brush. It doesn't say anything. I know it doesn't. I didn't read anything about having to do anything after that. I think you just stick it in there. Yeah. Step 1, add concentrate. Step 2, add a gallon of water. Mix thoroughly. Label the Metal Rescue product with a mixing date. Concentrate is not intended for partial bath mixing. Oh, that's good to know, because I was going to use half a gallon and then half of this in order to get it into there. And that leaked, which is a good thing, because it's telling me this in red, which I should have read. Directions of optimal product effectiveness are based on mixing full quantity of the concentrate with a gallon of water. Temperature is critical. Use at room temperature or above. Well, how do you know what my room temperature is? I'll just put it in the garage. So it says soak. Well, the product, as the product works, it will darken in color. Continue to reuse product until there is a performance drop-off. Until it stops working. And then stop using it, I guess. Check soak time varies. Check soak time varies. I already know about that. If desired, rinse with water. I've already read all that stuff. I don't know. Useful information. Contains no VOCs, solvents, acids, or hazardous ingredients. In most locations, Metal Rescue is directly sewageable unless hazardous waste have been introduced. Interesting. Do not ingest. As if. Safe on everything except rust. I like that. That's a good I like that. That should be on the front. Safe on everything except rust. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this into the garage so it's somewhat ambient temperature. I might bring it into the house, let it soak for a couple hours, and I shall return and see how well it works. And in the meantime, because this is good for a year, I'm going to try and find a flat container that all this will fit, so I can actually put the whole trowel in there instead of just halfway. But I think this is a decent experiment, because that's what they're showing here. So yeah, there you go. This is the next day. I was going to come back in a couple hours. I actually did last night. I came back a couple hours later, and I really noticed a very profound difference. But it was nighttime, and it was easier to video now than it would have been then. So look at the results. Let me change my view here. So yeah, there's a little bit of black going on there, but it's a pretty profound result. And I'm sure if I took a scraper, oops, the rust hole that I used to have there, as well as the screw, are gone. So the rust is completely gone, just like it said. A little bit down there. But it's a very, 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 very profound result. Now, there are different types of metals out there, and when they show in that picture, that it's nice and shiny and all that stuff, that's not the result I have. Although I think I saw it last night a little bit, but yeah, I think now that I'm scraping on it, I think a wire brush would actually get that back shiny. And then we have this one. Look at that. See? So that one. Very, very much just like the picture, with a little bit of rust right there. I don't know why that's still there. That doesn't seem like it's a big deal. But very, very much like in the picture. Obviously, it's like night and day. You know, for a product that... so the water gets dark. Well, the tool got dark too. But again, different types of metal react different ways, obviously. This one came out shiny, this one came out a little dark, but I think it'll get shiny with a brush. And then obviously all this rust came off too. So, yeah, I'm very impressed. Very impressed, actually. I could see getting... I have this trough that I mix my mortar in. And I could see getting that little quart container times 2 or 3 and dumping all my rusted tools in there for a couple of hours to get them like this. Like once I rinse that off, this is definitely usable again. Usable meaning I don't have all this going on, because this isn't going to get better. All my mortar that I'm using is wet, and you know, rust begets rust, and it would have got worse and worse. So now it's nice. So I'm going to see if any of this stuff comes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So it doesn't say anything about wiping anything off afterward on the directions, but obviously that's the way to go. I don't have a wire brush, but yeah, that's a great result. I like that a lot. I have no idea. I think on the, I'm gonna put all this stuff in the other direction when I get home tonight. So, especially that one. I don't do this. A small trowel like this is typically used for mastic, for like a backsplash or something. I don't do that a lot, but I still keep it around. So I'm very happy about that. Apparently, and this is Workshop Hero. I guess that's the manufacturer. I'm not really sure. Apparently, it is available at Home Depot, AutoZone, and whatever this place is. A tire shop? I don't know. But anyway, oh, you can order online at workshophero.com. Again, I don't get paid. They have not paid me for this at all. But the end result is fantastic. I like it. I like the sticker. I don't know where I'll put it at. You know, my parts aren't rusty. And they actually sent me a couple of... So they come in 3 different flavors. This is the Metal Rescue Rust Remover Concentrate, which you just saw me use. This is a Metal Rescue Rust Remover Gel. And then this is a Dry Coat Rust Preventer. So that's what this is here. But they also sent me a couple of gel packs too. And I didn't read the directions on that. And how to use that. It looks like it paints on with a brush. And then you just rinse it off, I guess. So I'm going to keep this in my truck just for laughs and giggles, because, you know, when somebody comes to me and shows me their tools that have rusted, I'm just going to give them a package and let them be amazed. Because I'm actually quite pleased with the end result. And as I said, I don't get paid off the product. Yes, I showed their website, and yes, I showed their product work and all that stuff. But I'm doing it because they sent it to me, and I have a need for it. Sometimes I get products that, it's kind of funny, you know, companies will send me, you know, can you show our lights? Like, I don't use lights in my work. This I use in my work. So this is very, very work related. But yeah, I'm very interested in getting that back to normal. I'm very interested in getting this one back to normal for sure. That's an older one. You can tell after a while when you start using these trowels, the teeth go down. And that's when you start to decide, well, I got to buy a new one, as opposed to that where the teeth are still good. So I'm definitely interested in getting these back to normal. That one's not too bad. I don't even really use this anymore, I'm sure. But it's a great experiment. I like the fact that that it actually does what it's supposed to do. A lot of products out there don't, but they don't really work. And in this case, it does work. So I want to do a brief little follow-up on this product. There are a couple of areas here where I have pretty deep rust going on, you know, over the years and years and years. And these areas, I had to scrape off some of the rust. So it's not a cure-all. You're not going to just, no elbow grease involved. You're going to put in a little bit elbow grease. When I take these out, as you saw, a lot of them end up black. Not now, but that blackness comes off, just rubbing it off. I've got a scrap towel here, just rubbing off that blackness. And then it gets down to kind of the bare metal. When it gets down to the bare metal, this one isn't quite soaked long enough. You can tell the difference. But this black will eventually come off, and then I take a little scouring pad and get off all the excess. So if you think you're just going to dip this into the chemical, as I've done again with these, and just pull it out and you're good to go, no, that's not really. If you have some light rust, yes, maybe, but there's going to be a little elbow grease involved. The other product along with this is a dry coat, so it's a rust preventative. Not sure if that works, but I know WD-40 does. So I have coated all of these with WD-40. Just for your information, WD-40, if you didn't know, is water displacement. And the guy who invented it took 40 times before he got it right. And that is the history behind WD-40. Anyway, yes, it definitely works. It works better than anything that I'm aware of, anyway. So if you have some rusty tools, I know tools will probably be a lot easier than trowels. Screwdrivers, wrenches, you know, things like that. Hopefully this is useful information for you. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, consider being a Patreon member. $5, $10, $15 a month would help me greatly produce more videos. I make nothing from YouTube at all. If you're gonna call me for advice, please donate $50 for 30 minutes. My link to my PayPal and my Patreon account is down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get immediate notifications as soon as I post videos. And thank you very much for your support.